This public meeting is now called to order. Do we have any committee reports at all?
We do not.
Any mail or phone messages?
We do not.
Any public inquiries?
We do as part of one project, so we can read it when we get to it.
All right. Approval of minutes,
We don't have any today.
no minutes.
No.
Scheduling of public hearings, all set. 6 Gale Road,
You'll be continuing this project to January 10th, 2024. Oof.
I need a motion to continue.
Make a motion to continue to January 10th of 2024.
I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. 28 Curtis Hill Road,
We'll be continuing to January 10th, 2024.
I need a motion to continue.
Motion to continue to January 10th.
I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. 92 Stevens Park Road,
Is anyone here for 92 Stevens Park Road? As I mentioned, this is after the fact notice of intent. I don't have a GP number yet, so we'll be continuing anyways
I need a motion to continue.
to January 10th, 2024.
Motion made.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Lot 2, Lelandville Road,
All right, so as I start mentioning it, this project is a continuation from the previous hearing. We're waiting on the GP number and peer review revisions. So Steve, since you were there, we have a full commission today. I was hoping you could just give a quick overview of the project and then get into just the wetland part for now, and then we can jump into the stormwater.
Very good, very good. Yes, I am here. Do you have a plan up for that or?
I have the plan here. Do you prefer to look at the plan? I'll pass around, or do you want him to share the screen? You can share the screen as well.
That's gonna be an issue because I'm looking at it on my work computer and I'm talking to you folks on my own, so,
That's fine. I'll share this one.
okay, thank you.
Yep.
So what we're proposing on this particular property is a single-family 3-bedroom house with driveway, septic, and stormwater issues. The house is set back near the top of a hill. I guess it's some pretty good ledge off to, let's say, the east side of this property, kind of avoiding that knoll over there. We have wetlands totally surrounding the parcel. We have 41,000 square foot of upland according to the A&R survey plans. We have approval on the septic system from the Board of Health already. And then we have received 2 reviews, one from Ecotech and one from Graves Engineering. Ecotech had pointed out the fact that there had been some previous clearing and disturbance work. Those areas have been identified and shown on the revised plans for restoration. Art Allen has agreed with the proposal of restoration for both the areas. Graves Engineering has done a first review and a second review with our comments. I think for the most part, we're in agreement with everything. I gave a second response over to the commission this morning to their second review, which I received yesterday afternoon. There's a little bit of a question about one of the standards. It says an and or, you do this and or this. It's kind of confusing because if you do this according to the your MS4 permit, discharge permit, it's simply an or. It gives you 4 options to meet the standard 1, 2, 3, and 4. However, your regulations give you only 1 and 2. And instead of saying 1 or 2, it says 1 and or 2. So it's kind of confusing. We have complied with option number 1, retaining and treating at least 1 inch of impervious water over the entire post-development. And we believe that we met that particular standard. I think Graves somewhat concurs that it's contradictory so that's where we stand on it, but if the commission felt cleaner, better, seeing the language is the way it is, we did put in a waiver request, asking that the commission accept what we've done, the 1 inch, and give us a waiver for the 90%, 60% requirements of that same standard.
Did you get all that?
Most of it.
Yeah, so he did submit a waiver request, and the only reason I'm reading from the commission, I agree 100%, but because it is in our regulation, I would like to go by the book and have a vote to accept the waiver request. I believe that he has met all the requirements, but it's one or the other, he cannot meet both. So before we vote on it, I just want to make sure that we cover the wetlands. The only condition there is for the soil testing, Steve, right? For one of the.
Yes, the one condition is to provide a soil analysis in the location of the roof infiltration system.
Which they haven't provided, so I'll have it as a special conditions to have it provided prior for them installing the system.
To have it, okay.
Yeah, I'll have that on the order of conditions. And I feel I will be recommending closing the public hearing, but I would like the commission to first vote on the waiver request that shows that he has met one of the requirements, but not both, because they contradict itself.
All right, I need a vote. Everybody agreeing? Yes?
Yes.
Everybody, yes?
Yes.
Anybody? No? Yes, has it.
So, okay. So given that, are we missing anything, Steve?
I do not believe so. You have the revised plans labeling the couple of things that he was missing. I also provided you with the calculation that he requested.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we're,
Yep. That's what I forgot to look at it. For standard 4, correct?
yes.
Okay.
Anybody on the board have any questions?
Is there no butters?
Does anybody in the audience or abutters have any questions? If not, I need a motion to
So
close
I'll
the hearing.
recommend to close the hearing. I cannot issue the order of conditions tonight, given the revisions that has just been submitted, so I didn't know which way the commission would go, so I couldn't have it here for them to review and sign. So I'm gonna have to close the hearing tonight, and we will issue the order conditions on the next meeting. That understandable?
I can't do anything till the next meeting?
Yes,
You're kidding me.
I
It's been
just,
12 weeks.
I understand, but I just received everything today.
Is there a way that we can handle that other than have a meeting at January 10th? So I'm out there with icicles digging a foundation. Is there any other way around that? If it's practical.
Do we,
Do we have to have another public hearing?
No, it's
no, not till
holidays.
after the holidays, right? But, it's all in agreement. Am I correct right now that with this?
Right, but I don't have, so the order conditions have to be entered into the DEP system, and I couldn't do that because I'm waiting for all peer review comments to come back to me in
Yeah.
order to order the condition, to write the conditions. So
And it has to
12
be-
weeks.
back in, but I just received the
She
information
can't do anything
yesterday.
about it right now.
So
Don't worry.
before EDEP, we had,
Is there any other method of getting there? That's what I guess I have to ask that.
yeah,
January 10th, digging foundations, doesn't make much sense.
Well,
I
he
understand.
can do it. He's just taking a chance.
He's taking a chance.
well, he can't do without a permit.
Oh, all right.
Well, that's why he's taking a chance.
Yeah,
He's not allowed to do anything without a permit. He would
What-
take a chance if the permit had been
Yeah.
issued and he had not waited his
But
10
the
days.
board is not telling him to do it. We're just saying that anybody can do what they want without a permit, as long as they don't get caught.
Well, I will stop him.
And what's so funny with you, mister?
Just the Baptist comment.
So, Steve, back in the
Mister.
day, we had
Keep
our
your
own
index to yourself.
paperwork,
I've been
right?
doing this for 50
Duly
years,
noted,
back in the
Mr.
day, I was back there.
Duly
Yeah,
noted.
so back in the day, this is how it worked. The commission would vote, and then in situations like that, I would go back to my office and print my own paperwork. It has changed. I don't have the option to do that. I have to go into the DEP website,
So you're not gonna drive down Lelandville, because I'm gonna dig some foundations.
type it.
I got a well guy coming in on Friday.
Well, you can't, even if I was issuing the permit today,
You should have said that.
you would still
People do
supposedly,
not have houses to live in.
there's nothing I can
12
do.
weeks, 12 weeks. This is bizarre.
Nope.
It has never happened to me in any other town, and I do business in New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts, and many, many towns.
I
So this is
can't,
first.
I cannot write the information that I don't have in front of me.
Okay, so I'm gonna go dig the foundation. Just don't drive down Lelandville. We're all set.
I will have to stop you.
Let me ask you a question, try to. Can you do what you have to do, and you need us to sign it, am I correct?
Correct.
So how long is it gonna take you to do what you have to do? And then if I come down or somebody, how many people do you need to sign it?
Four.
Is that feasible? I'm just asking.
Well, but it has to be closed in a public hearing though. I
Well,
don't-
we've already closed it, we're gonna
I
close
mean, it
it.
has to be issued in a public hearing. How am I issuing it if I don't have it in front of me? I don't have it.
No, but what he's saying, if you give them like a cease and desist, the majority of the board has to sign it to make it legal, correct?
And I'm missing.
That's how it works in other towns, just so you know.
That's the way it
They
works
write the
here.
order conditions, and then conservation agent,
Change that.
they stop by the office and sign it. That's exactly how it works everywhere.
Oh,
Not in
yeah,
Charlton, though.
the order
If
conditions,
it's an
that's
emergency,
correct.
So they stop by the office and sign it. I'm good to go.
Let's just said,
What I'm saying that I don't have it here for.
You will though, won't you?
In like a day or two?
No, in a day or two.
Want me to write it for you?
By law, I have 21 days to issue an order
Sure,
conditions.
that's just like the other engineer said, great,
So
exactly what he said.
what I'm
I
trying
got
to say,
21 days,
you're
and I'm
taking
right behind it.
you're taking your frustration on me. I am one person in that office and I have all the order conditions to write, so I
I'll
order
come in and
them.
help you, Rose. I know how to write that
I
stuff.
write it down in the order that all the paperwork has been received.
I got 3 of these, Rose, that are hung up on this stuff right now.
I received the information right, they filed on Friday.
That's
It's
because Graves wouldn't do it.
it's
He says, I got
80%
21 days. I
done.
talked to him personally.
All right,
Name
we're
is
gonna move it
Michael
on,
Andrade.
unfortunately. It is what it is.
But I just tell
We're gonna
you.
do, but she'll do whatever she can.
Just stay on your park bench. You can live there because conservation, because Rose won't.
Don't go pin and rose.
You can't say
Okay,
that,
your engineers
Steve.
or whoever had it, is that, she just got it yesterday. So let's not go overdo
I know.
it,
I
okay?
got
Not
it
her.
today.
I didn't say so.
Yesterday.
All right, I need
You
to
just
move
say
on.
because of Rose, you can't do that. I've been working around the clock on this, like, no town would be issuing your order conditions one day after you receive your revisions. I just received it today and I have 80% written down. But
I
again,
did not hire the peer review engineer, okay? I didn't have a choice.
You
Okay, he
didn't-
did not
you
work
denied.
well with anybody. You can ask Steve. He worked terribly with everybody.
I don't know what to tell you.
So
All right.
all of a
What's
sudden,
the
everybody
address?
suffers because of a peer review that we had no choice in.
But everything takes time. Everything was submitted to him on Friday. I'm actually
It wa- it was-
surprised that I
it
have the
It was
response
actually
today.
10 days ago, I started going through.
Why did he have to do peer review?
It's stormwater, we don't review stormwater.
All right, lot 3, Leesville Road.
I can't move forward yet. We haven't made a motion to close the hearing.
All right. I thought I did, but go ahead.
No, we
I
made a motion
need a motion
to
to close the hearing.
accept the waiver.
I need a second.
What day,
Need a
can I have
motion?
a calendar, anyone? Can you just give me a second?
Motion
motion to close the waiver.
The hearing,
Yeah,
we did the waiver already.
and I need a second,
Can you just give me a second?
Second.
all right.
So what the commission could do is make a motion to issue the order conditions, but I will take as many days as I have to write it. And they will have to
Come in and sign.
come in to sign it.
Okay, I appreciate the.
But, yes, I just don't like the tone though, because I have been working as much as I can, and honestly, it's on you for filing the application as late as you did.
I understand what you're doing, Rose.
So, okay,
I work every day that ends with Y.
okay. So had you filed this application 3 months ago while you're clearing the site without a permit, you have had your permit by now. We all agree with that. Correct?
I would have had what?
You'd have had your permit by now if you had filed the application while you're clearing the site without a
I
permit.
did, I did. so.
No,
I
you
did that.
filed weeks after when I stopped by and I saw the clearing. So we're all trying to work together, but if you're gonna be pointing fingers, I have to, defend myself. So I'm gonna do what I can here, and I'm going out of my way to do that because that's
I
not
thank
what
you.
I do.
I thank you, Rose.
Okay,
All right,
so why don't we make
I
a
need a
motion
motion
to
to
issue
close
the
the
order
hearing.
as well, and I have 21 days to issue it.
sorry. Need a motion from somebody? Second,
Close and issue the order.
And issue an order for conditions.
all in favor?
Who first?
Ron.
And
then
second?
Alan.
Okay.
All
No
in favor?
activity
All
on the
opposed?
side until then.
The ayes have it.
If you do it, I will stop it.
All right, lot 3, Lelandville Road.
We will continue.
Need a motion to continue?
Made a motion to continue to January 10th, 2024.
Need a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. 30 Glen Echo Shore Road.
Lot 3 was continued?
Yes,
Why?
because why?
I don't know why.
Peer review has not been done. No, it hasn't.
We got to them 2 weeks ago. I saw it go. And then it was followed up yesterday, and they showed him. They handed it to the guy at the front desk who never brought it up to.
Steve, do you want to step in for, actually, your engineer for lot 3 is
It's
not
us.
even here, yeah.
Nobody
So-
brought it up to Mike Andre's desk. Is that my fault?
Okay,
That's not my fault.
okay,
And it isn't John Grenier's fault.
okay. Let me read the email to you because it appears. On December 11th, what day is today?
You got it 10 days before that.
Okay, no, they didn't. That's
I
the
saw it
date
go
that he
through.
sent it to it. Well,
And John Grenier states that. If you read on.
no, it doesn't. This is response from Mike. Let me clarify what we have to date and note that only complete submittals are reviewed and hard copies are required for review. Electronic submissions are not reviewed. So I know that your daughter's email came in and she turned it in the paperwork to him last week. So he said, at this time, only the package for lot 2 is complete and scheduled for our review. We have no response letter for lot 3 and nothing yet for lot 4. So that was December 11th.
I watched it go through.
And then today, his response, and then today,
There's some really, there's some real bad miscommunications here, because John Grenier sent that through. I saw it, and he sent us an email 3 days ago stating that he had hand delivered it.
it was not hand delivered at that day.
I guess we gotta call John Grenier a liar.
I am not calling anybody
Well,
anything. I'm just
but then-
reading the
then-
email
then
that
he's
he
not telling
sent
the
it to
truth to
him.
anybody then.
Check the emails. The dates are
I
there,
did.
Steve.
I did. I'm watching that stuff all day long, okay? That's what I do. Stay right there.
So he had the plans, but he didn't have the copy of the stormwater report. So this is his email.
Yeah, you did.
Graves Engineering had the plans dropped off the week before, but didn't have a copy of the stormwater reports. We sent over an electronic copy of the report the week before last and dropped off a hard copy last Monday.
So I guess it was it.
The electronic version. So what Graves said is that he does not review electronic version, that he needs a hard copy. And the email today or yesterday from Mike Hendred stated. Well, that was from your daughter. I just want to send an email, confirm everyone has received the proper revised plans that dropped off this morning. That was yesterday, and Mike responded, yes, received.
We're doubling everything up. It was dropped off already, and it was electronically sent.
Right, he
Like I just
doesn't,
told you, Michael
doesn't
Adrian does
review
not work with
electronically.
people well,
okay.
and you hired him. So why would you hire somebody that
I-
works against people?
So I didn't hire him. He's the
Somebody hired him,
he's the stormwater, peer review
so
for
maybe he
planning
should be
board.
changed.
Okay, I'll have that noted. But, he doesn't have revisions. He
I'm not
doesn't,
trying to build an Amazon building, I'm building little houses.
he didn't review
So we get nothing.
for lot 3.
Lot 2 and 3. We get nothing.
For lot 2,
21 days, we get
I made a
nothing.
motion, they made a motion to issue it, so you're just gonna give me time to write the order and then.
Okay, how about lot 4? Have we got nothing on that also?
He has not reviewed the revisions.
So we get nothing on 4, nothing on 3, and nothing on 2 after 12 weeks. Good evening.
Thank you. Next,
All right,
I don't control peer review. I
yeah,
can't
well,
do
what are you gonna
anything.
do? Can't keep everybody
Does he
happy
have
in
a
this world.
DEP number on too?
It came in today
Oh.
at 5 PM. I can't do magic. I cannot write order conditions that I don't have information to. I cannot issue
He's
order
been through this
conditions.
before, he's a pro.
He could have filed 3 months ago, 5 months ago. So,
All right, 30 Glen Echo Shore Road.
I need a water.
How about a vodka?
I was just gonna say the same thing.
I don't drink, so lucky you
Good
people.
time to start.
Boring.
Jesus. All right, take it easy, all right?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I've been on city boards and even that was,
Just a simple wall.
all right,
No.
yeah.
Denied.
That's what this letter's.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
All
what
right.
do you wanna do a full overview?
Why don't you present the project so I can take a breath and then we
Gotcha.
can talk?
So essentially, I assume this thing's on. Essentially what I'm looking to do is build essentially replacing the lake wall at 30 Glen Shore Road. So the previous owner actually dug it out because they needed a beach. They didn't go do an NOI when they did that. The neighbors told me this was done. I'm basically making the retaining wall be in line with the rest of the neighbors. And just standard 8-inch CMU block, backfilling with gravel, dirt, just to make it sturdy. I'm not using heavy machinery. Wanted to start sooner, but talked to Rose and she mentioned getting the NOI, so submitted that. Have the DEP file number, and then permitting an existing pipe on site.
So just back on the wall, on your, I was just confused with your description. Are you keeping a wall there and building a new one?
Yeah, so basically what they did, not me. There used to be a wall there that were in line with the neighbors. The previous owner wanted a beach, so they dug it back and put like just stone at the bottom under the little wooden deck that's there. I'm just leaving that and putting the wall where it needs to be. in line with the
Behind it?
neighbors, in front of it.
In front of it?
Yeah, so that's the 300 square feet that's noted in the,
Where the original wall was.
yeah, where the original wall was.
So what happened to the original wall?
The neighbor, they're not the neighbor, the old owner took it out.
Oh, he took it down.
Yeah, that's why I didn't know if I needed an NOI, is because
Yeah,
they took it out
It's
without
per-
it. Yeah,
it's per activity, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
but yeah,
Okay,
they took it out. Had to be, I bought it in 2021, it was before that.
So it's gonna be in line with what the,
Yeah, it's gonna be in line with
Existing.
the neighbors, yeah.
why would they take the retaining wall down?
They wanted a beach,
Oh, I see.
so they pulled it back, so that,
neighbors didn't see him doing it.
yeah, I guess they
Oh, yeah,
didn't.
but that was a long time ago,
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
all right, that covers that. So let's go back, to the pipe.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned to you a few meetings ago, the commission had voted to issue an enforcement order for the work
Yeah.
for the extending the pipe without the permit. I didn't get to do that because I'm the only one in the office, so by the time I got caught up, I got a call from him asking about the retaining wall, and I go ahead, nice talking to you. By the way, you need to file for the extension, so I did not issue the enforcement order because the enforcement order was requested for him to file, so I figured file everything at the same time. So I think now we need to discuss the pipe. So can you explain to the commission what it was before and what it is now?
Yeah, so the previous condition, 2021, you have essentially, I guess the town must put in a drainage culvert going under Glen Echo Shore Road onto private property, discharging the stormwater that way. At some point, I know previously, the old owner did fill it in, and then someone made them dig it back out. A whole lot of legal items going back and forth there, but essentially, rather than just filling in the front, I extended the pipe down to the lake instead of, just filling it in and stopping the stormwater flow. So the condition now, you have the existing storm drain from the town to a 6-inch ADS pipe that's on top of gravel. It's a perforated pipe to allow seepage into the soil, and that's extended about 100 feet to the water.
Now, right on the water, it's a 4-inch.
6. Yeah.
It looks 4. Is it 6? I think the PW said it was 4. So,
Do you have the narrative? I don't have the narrative.
I have
on me.
so the options here are to bring it back to its original condition. The reason you did it all that, it was exposed.
So essentially, so there's 2 issues. So it's a public pipe on a private road. So DPW can install on private road without having an easement for the private property.
Right, that's something that we're gonna
So yeah,
do with
there's,
DPW.
there's the one issue. So we have
Yeah,
Town of Charlton installing on
Yeah.
a private road, discharging stormwater onto private property, illegally damaging private property, which legally I have every
So,
right to protect
right,
it.
so I can't discuss that because there was DPW agreement
Yeah.
with the previous owner. You purchased the house and the house, I'm sure they had to have
Yeah,
an agreement with the owner before doing so, but I don't have paperwork in front of me, so that's something you're gonna have to take with DPW.
yeah, I checked, nothing reported, I think.
Oh, I am
honestly,
sure it
yeah.
was a handshake back in the day, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know, I really don't know, I know it has been there for years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that aside, what was the reason that you changed?
There was a ditch that if someone falls into a ditch, I mean, my neighbors have kids, the walls fall in there. If someone slips and falls, I'm getting sued. I'm not
So
gonna,
the ditch is on your property,
yeah, I can't have that risk, like someone getting hurt because of the town and I get in trouble.
okay, so then you covered it,
Yeah, so I mean, I'm fine taking out the pipe, but the issue would then be the water has nowhere else to go.
So the
So-
water was running through your property
Yeah,
and you don't want that.
I don't think I have a choice because the pipe's already there.
Where is 30?
Well, if you are,
So it's 2 doors down from where our public beach is. So you're looking at the
There used to
lake.
be Pettiford's, the second house.
So the house next, so Pettiford lives kitty corner up from Melody Boyd lives kitty corner across the street.
I
from him.
remember when that happened, that was about 30.
Yeah, it's, we know where the Octagon House is on Glen Echo Shore Road. It's the culvert is right in front of that, goes
I
under the
remember
road.
when the town put that in.
oh, he has that.
Yeah, I sent it, I didn't
Yeah,
include it.
that's
in
okay.
my-
Yeah, oh, they're like that all over the place. There's one running right down the association property.
They gotta drain the water somewhere.
It runs
But they-
underneath and comes
They're
right
not
out.
supposed to pipe it, it's supposed to be natural flow.
Yes,
Correct,
so they
and that's what he
infiltrate.
had, so then he piped it, but because the original pipe was 16 inches,
Oh, that's a big pipe.
12
Yeah.
inches from the,
Yeah, that's,
whatever it was, so he decreased the water flow by 50% by putting a smaller pipe and running down. So what happens is, according to some pictures, you have seen it by, Butters,
That's the same house across the street, that round, the octagonal house.
yeah, so the water accumulates and it's backing up. That's why I ended up there with DPW, because the pipe was filled with sediments. The pipe is not large enough to allow the water to flow, so.
which transparently, you don't want all the sediment going to the lake either. You wanna
No.
limit the amount of sediment that's going.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Stone drain
Yeah.
down through here, a 3.5 inch stone, let it,
Right, so that's what I'm here, that's what he's here for. I cannot tell him what to do. It is his property, but we cannot allow it to be the way it is. Something has to change. So it's up what he would like to propose and whether or not the commission wants to approve it.
is it actually on your property or on
Yeah.
the line?
His
No, it's
property.
completely
On
on
your
my
property,
property.
so you
Yeah.
could put a small swale there with 3.5 inch stone down to the water.
The issue is the amount of water, it moves the stones. Like I'll show you.
I mean,
pictures.
if you have
It's,
large stone,
I tried stones, it was pushing it, the quantity of stormwater where the drains are on this street, you go all the way up to,
Osgood.
yeah, basically down to Osgood, and
Yeah.
everything is coming near the association property and
So
my
is the
property.
velocity of the water
Yeah,
you
it's
mentioned?
too much water, like, my option is,
Right, but just to pipe it straight in is not gonna trap any sediment or anything that's gonna come from that underneath the road. Cause on our association property, it comes underneath the road, and then there is, yeah, it's like a brook. And there's rocks and
all the sediment
all
goes
the
right into
sediment
the water.
sits there and it just fades it through.
Be like a sediment pond.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
the stone would do it. Just cut
Yeah,
the
or you
sediment
have
ditch.
I mean, yeah, cause that's what we have, that cuts right between the edge of the association property and the next door neighbor, there is a brook. And you can see it, yeah. And yeah, it flows pretty fast, I mean, but it's it's a brook, so it's gonna trap everything that it goes through.
so the issue is, transparently, I don't want the stormwater all going through the pipe onto my property. So that, I know it's something I can take up with the DPW and say, take the pipe out, but then DPW
But
is
then
gonna
but
say,
then you can, I mean, the way it's happening now is it floods the road. So,
well, and that's the thing, and yeah, Pat and Aaron, or 26 Glen Echo, they do their driveway where it slopes, so then it floods the road, but at the end of the day, it still comes into my yard and floods my backyard, which I wasn't complaining about, but this came up, but all the water, no matter what.
What has highway said, anything about it?
Well, they can't do
Typical
anything,
Jerry
yeah.
drain, Has Harvey said anything?
It can't stay the way it is. That's all they have to say.
Yeah, but it's not his fault.
Well, he was the one who extended the
No,
pipe.
but if, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, but if the town's damaging his property without an easement, he's got a civil case.
Right, so if,
That's pretty
if,
good size.
that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to resolve the conservation part of it, and if
Which
DPW
can't do
is
without,
out of
can't do one
it.
without
I
the
don't
other.
think you can do it
You
without.
can't do one without the other. Because I understand you're coming from, if he, we'd say, okay, you have to let us damage your property, put you at risk. That opens up a can of liability on our.
That's why I brought it here, so you can all discuss it, I can't make that decision, so.
I wanna be as flexible as possible. I mean, at the end of the day, the DPW should pipe it to a actual storm drain managed by the town. That is what mass law would
Yeah.
suggest they do,
Yeah, but
but
there's nothing around the lake.
But there's nothing.
There's, I mean,
Yeah.
there's no like
So
catch
can you
basin or
tell me,
anything.
right beside that area, what is that? Is that also your property? Is
which
that,
one?
there's a space between your property and your neighbors, isn't there?
Oh, because, yeah, the town has it as 2 lots when it should be 1 lot, but yeah, it's both me. But then essentially the property line goes in the middle of my house. I don't know why the town has it like that.
So that's because that's how the lake was divided up in these
Okay.
very narrow lots.
Yeah.
My house sits on 2 lots.
Yeah, so it's,
And then.
Oh,
there's another
That's
lot.
why you find, I was like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, it's 2
Yeah.
lots, yeah.
so when I did the original NOI, I put it on the right lot, even though it.
Yeah, okay, you have a fence there, right?
Yep.
Passing the fence, who owns that?
26 Glen Echoes, Pat and Aaron, LaFleur.
So your fence, the fencing is on your property line, is that where your property ends?
I believe so, yes, and that property was built up years ago, obvious, you can tell the fill has been added. So that changed the natural slope, so their yard used to get water when they built it out, filled. Water then flows more to me, kinda, so in theory, when that NOI was filed to build it back then. Yeah, there's a lot of legal side of things. That this issue causes.
You know, I think you also have to take into consideration what we had for weather this year too. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
No,
no,
No.
this spot, it
It always
gets
fills.
worse with the bad weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even in that.
it's
oh,
a
ty- ty-
sensitive,
a typical heavy
when you
rain is a problem.
decrease the water 50% from flowing, given the velocity of the water that he
Well,
has
then why
just
don't we just go
described.
back to the same size pipe?
But for him, it's for him to put it the same, again, it's an option, but I don't think he wants to remove the pipe and add it a larger part because it's cost on him. That's what he mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, why a private landowner can't be responsible for managing town stormwater? Like that does not.
Right.
It should, in theory, the town would do it.
I can't
But
force him, I mean, the,
The only way for the town to do it legally is to use a natural flow over the top with stone or whatever.
which you, right, but it's still in his property and he's not allowing that and he's not agreeing with that because it has done in
But
the
when he
past.
bought
it
that
doesn't-
property, somebody had already agreed.
They-
Right. But that has not been writing, there's no easement, there's nothing recorded, so
Right.
he felt that he had the right
But
to
he bought
change.
what's there.
No, so
Correct.
there's 2 concepts, and I'm a real estate agent, I had lawyers look at this. Basically, you have your prescriptive easements, and you have easement by dominant domain. It hasn't been 20 years, because we know in 2007, previous owners filled it in. Because Charlton at some point told them to dig it back out.
Well, that,
But what's your idea to solve it?
If we can't pipe it to a public drain, it might be in there, I mean, the storm drain there is not even a mass code.
where is the storm drain there?
It's on, across the street, so it's not even on my
Across the
property.
street.
Yeah, so they literally piped it across the street to me, but that's not even
And
deep
that
enough.
will be, won't be,
You know, it probably when they installed the whole thing, I don't even know if there was a house there,
yeah,
you know.
Which is probably,
Yeah.
there might not have been, they
So,
just did
I
it
mean,
and they didn't
we-
follow.
We have, there's a pipe that goes underneath Park down through our next door neighbors and comes out right in front of.
Is there
like a
town
corner.
sewer down that road?
There's sewer down the road, all those roads.
That catch basin may not go anywhere.
No, it does, it
it
goes under
does,
the
it goes
road,
under the road
Yeah.
into his property.
Yeah, it comes out under his property.
yeah.
And discharge the lake now because he piped all the way into the lake.
So
So
where did it go after before?
Well, if
It had to
over,
make
it-
over, I
over
mean, it
his-
still went into the lake, but all the sediment, because it was above ground, all the
The
sediment is
sediment will
caught,
be
you
retained
know, in the
and
bigger
caught by
stuff.
the grass and the swale or whatever rocks or whatever was there.
I would think an engineer could design something nice down through there. I mean, I don't know if he should have to bear the whole brunt of the cost.
But he has to grant an easement.
And I did think of that, and I thought about, okay, I'll grant the DPW an easement to put a pipe in, but then they're gonna say, okay, if I ever wanna put a shed, I can't build over the pipe easement. So then, I have to think about the current use, I have to think about the future use. with it as well.
I mean, the easement that was there or was not there was allowed to be, the drain was allowed to be put in. And it's been more than 20 years since that was put in,
But not since it was stopped by someone.
huh?
Not since it was stopped by someone though.
And
And that's where the easement mass
Is that-
law has to be.
that was draining
Afterwards.
across there back in 98, 99.
Yeah, but it's been filled in a few. And I talked to the DPW last year and he thought, the old director, the new person now, I believe, he thought it was a public road because I was moving the utility pole that was in the middle of the driveway. So he thought it was a public road before, so he likely was like, oh, we can do this. Of course, he called me after that and said, oh, it's a private road. I actually didn't have the authority. But if your person that's installing it has an opinion that it's public, if it was a public road, yeah, you can pipe under it and
You
everything.
must remember that coming up to conservation back in 99, huh? You did.
Yeah.
But we, the answer from the,
DEP, yeah.
there's no recorded easement.
The deed, it was on the deed, I mean, it's
I know he
submitted to
means,
the
he means
DEP, they didn't comment.
DPW.
Oh,
Yeah.
DPW.
It's not for us to come up with a suggestion.
Yeah, it's not for us to design a drain down through.
What we can do,
Something has
ask,
to be done.
right, but
I
what we
sympathize with.
Oh, for sure, but what we can ask is for the pipe to be removed, have it restored to the previous condition, and then you take it from there with DPW.
You can't, legally, that would open, and I'm saying this, like, if I was on the board, legally, you're setting yourself up, because you're basically saying, okay, take it out, let the water keep damaging my property.
But it was like that before, and you did it without a permit, so that doesn't
I'm
mean.
protecting my property, legally, owners.
Right,
are
but
allowed-
without a permit, had you come to us back in the day,
Yeah.
we would have told you, no, let's go talk to DPW and let's settle this.
So I can take, I mean, I'm fine taking out and just, but so also too, the part by the street is not in conservation zone. That's outside
Right,
of the
that's
buffer.
outside the buffer.
So I can take out pipe, put just straight concrete in the driveway like everyone else has done, raise my slope up so that the water doesn't flow towards my property. But then the water has nowhere to go. The drain is capped from DPW anyways. The water won't flow under it. It's just a bad solution. So I don't, because I can take the pipe out, but at the end of the day, if I take the pipe out, I'm just filling it. And that's outside of conservation, outside of 100-foot buffer and everything.
Did prior people put a bigger pipe in there? Was there a larger
I
pipe?
don't know. They, the neighbors told me
No.
it was filled with the garden and then they got the letter and
So there was no pipe there when you put your pipe in?
no,
No,
And you put an 8-inch, 6-inch?
6-inch,
6-inch. that's- Hard pipe or plastic pipe?
ADS perforated. But there's nothing, cars aren't really driving over that part, so it's,
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
What if highway opted to give them a 10-inch pipe? To put in himself? So he
But
would
what
have to
then?
bear the
I
brunt
can't
of it.
answer for him.
Huh?
I cannot answer for DPW.
and if they give me the pipe, I guess in the summer I can dig it out myself and I don't want to do that, but
I'll go talk to
Like-
DPW.
Jerry's not there anymore.
Huh?
Yeah.
Jerry's
No,
not
I know,
there.
but I do know who's there, so.
But
We
then
might
just
be able to
using
get-
it, but,
The thing is, I think that his position is there are a lot of people who like to have, you know, that
I
pipe down
understand,
to the
but they don't
lake,
have
so-
that kind of problem.
to be fair though, there are plenty of pipes on the lake going all the way to the wall. Even there's an NOI right now that has like an 18-inch pipe that you probably walked the project. Massive 18-inch pipe next to the new build, the blue house. Jackie, I don't know.
yeah,
You two
across the
know.
lake.
Yeah, to the right of that house, there's a massive
Where's that?
18-inch pipe.
Most of them are recorded.
Next to Chambers.
I have a picture.
Across the lake from us.
That is
It sounds
actually
to me
an
like
easement from the town,
It sounds.
DPW.
Okay.
So
No,
he,
but that's different, so that if they have
Yeah.
that easement to
so
do that, but-
DPW went then and had an easement.
so there's a lot of,
Yeah.
just because there's pipes around the
That's
lake
what I would
doesn't
do.
mean they've been recently put in, I mean, those have been there for
way
Years.
before
Way
stormwater.
before.
Yeah,
Full homes were up in the
Yeah.
sewer and all this other stuff, so.
So the DPW would be, it previously was fine with taking the pipes.
It's, but see,
right,
Sunset Drive,
before stormwater. and all
Sunset
that,
is a
I
town
see
road,
nothing.
Right.
that's
So
different too.
that's,
Yeah.
yeah, the town road.
So
they can-
Sunset's a public road, and I know they do have an easement from Chambers to have that running down there to contain stormwater from the road. Back in the day, you didn't have regulations, so I can't even, comment on that, I guess.
But I mean, if you put a bigger pipe in there, you still have the issue of the water not settling,
Yeah,
like the
it's still an
sediment.
illegal
not-
pipe. Because what's there now is illegal.
Correct.
Right.
Not only it is not permitted, it's too small to contain the amount of water, so it's
You
backing up
can't, you can't pipe water into the lake.
right now.
It has to be natural flow.
Right. What about what is it, country drainage?
What do you mean?
You have a pipe into a certain way, but then it discharges above ground, and then you can have your little swale that catch the sediments
I don't
and,
know, you know, flow, how big that would have to be.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking all of the stormwater from it.
I don't know, I can't
It's not
prescribe
efficient.
what to do.
It sounds like we have to have DPW get out, like.
They've got to do something
They've
with the
gotta figure
stormwater.
out a way to either help him direct it, but I mean, I don't know where else you can direct it.
Or stop it.
Or plumbing.
Well, yeah, I don't even know if you can do that, I mean, you can't, yeah, or, yeah,
No, But
or,
it sounds to me like it's a highway problem.
mm,
It's not our problem.
Well, it is within 100 feet and he did it without a permit, so that's why it's here. So you're telling me that you cannot make a decision?
I wouldn't make a decision.
Can we,
I'd like to consult with the DPW first.
can we
Tell
make a
them- tell them to do
decision on the
something.
stone wall?
Well,
Oh,
that he
that's
yeah.
wants
just,
to
wall,
put in
yeah.
and split it up?
Oh, I'm not actually even touching it with the stone, I wasn't touching the area, the stone wall's not gonna block where the water.
right now, you're
Right, but
saying
it's,
for the
with us,
for
I'm
the
trying to make it into
border
a
conditions.
separate deal,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I
you could
can't.
get, I don't know if
that's
we.
the problem, because I can't issue the order conditions just for the wall and not
Is there-
permit the pipe.
Is there any way to split it up?
I thought I
That's what I
asked
just,
that.
that's what I'm trying to,
Huh?
I thought I asked that previously, cause I was like, I'll just do 2 NOIs, and you were like, it's easier to do.
Well, I think what Rose trying to say.
Well, I didn't want to go into the process
Fair.
to filing two applications.
Yeah.
But now I feel that I'm gonna hold him back for the retaining wall, because I can't issue a permit.
You need different NOI.
You need a different.
Yeah.
so.
I mean, you
So it
can
files for a
issue,
note, for a different notice of intent.
or you say, take out the pipe and I'll just fill it back
That's
in.
it. No, that's it. You can't do that. You'd have to.
Was it working before what you did?
I mean, it was flooding my yard, but,
Uh,
I mean, it's not
Was
a
it flooding your yard or just
Only when it
running down
rains.
in a path to the water?
path, but also flood. So it's,
Is there a swale there or?
no,
No,
No.
it's flat.
So a swale would prevent any flooding. A
Yeah,
swale
but-
with, 3.5 inch stone in it.
Riprap or something,
Yeah, even the big
Hmm?
crap.
even or something like riprap, if
Yeah.
it's that strong a current.
But again, does he want that in his backyard?
I'll cut out that.
Well, it runs from the
Use
road
that.
down to the water, right?
Yeah.
In a straight line?
Straight down, over 100 feet of pipe.
And how far from your property line does it run down through? Or almost on the property?
It's,
It's the entire
you're looking
property.
at the house, it's to the right of the property,
Yeah.
it's
Right,
right, it's the right, it's almost like right by the fence.
So it's flooding the yard, it's not flooding the basement, but it's still don't wanna flood the
If it
yard.
was mine, I'd put the stone swale in there. That's me.
Don't even use stone swale, you can use sediment pond just at the beginning.
Or a little sediment pond up by
Just
the
swell
road.
it out, but
I don't know how much room you got. Fill
By
that
the
full of-
road?
Huh?
Did you say by the road?
Up near the road, where it's flooding, but on his property, put a sediment pond.
There's not a lot of
There is
room right
no
there.
way, there's no room.
there's no room.
No, unfortunately, not right there.
Oh, then you'll have to.
No room. It's,
Just
Yeah.
because swale.
This catch basin they got here, I don't know what just said, that could never catch water.
It's not to code, like the catch
oh,
basin
no,
is not to mess.
not the catch basins in that area. They're not
Yeah,
catch
the-
basins, they're called, what
Have
they're called.
a little catch basin, sediment.
This is the drains.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a catch basin. I mean, it's not long enough.
Stone here.
I tried gravel, I mean, it has to be big stone, so. it
Oh,
has
yeah,
to
you
be-
could have 3-inch stone.
So I'm gonna spend a couple grand on
Yeah,
stones.
you can't use pea stone for that.
Yeah, no,
The-
the pea stone's too tight anyway.
But I can, so if you look at the plans, the buffer zone ends basically before the fence, so I have probably about 20 feet before where the town put the drain in to where conservation's authority is. I can fill in that 20-foot gap.
What?
This was
It is
a-
100 feet, but from the lake up 100 feet is where the pipe goes, but where initially was there, the
Connection.
connection for DPW, the connection that DPW put it there is out of the buffer. Yeah.
So like I can just
You can
block it and call it a day,
How,
and then take out the pipe.
how many feet of pipe would you have to take out?
I mean, I can disconnect it. Did you mean to take out in general, or did?
Take out
Not
the whole pipe,
thing,
how long
but
is the whole pipe?
beyond, that's in
like
the buffer zone.
130 feet?
About 130 feet.
So I can take out 30 feet that aren't in the buffer zone and
Take out 30
stop all the
feet.
water, but then you're flooding the road, which, that's the thing, I don't wanna,
Yeah, probably not a bigger problem.
either way, it'll still flow onto me anyways. Unless I then pave my driveway and stop the water from flowing to me, and then, yeah, it'll just go to the neighbor's houses, but, I mean, that's what I sent you the pictures, every neighbor raised their driveway to slope towards the street. And I'm the only house that's driveway is sloped like this, so the water still flows to me. So I can solve the problem and protect the property without going through conservation and just doing that 30 feet. But it doesn't help anyone.
Yeah, separated, honestly.
You know, I,
Yeah, I do, because I don't think we can do anything. They have to have, DPW has to get involved and figure out. Because even though it's a private road, they still take care of it to a point.
Oh, yes, and I spoke to Nick, he said, you know, his opinion was to bring it back to the original condition.
that's.
But if that's not what he wants, then he needs to move
Yeah, because if
forward.
they don't have an
with
easement in
DPW.
writing, then they really,
But then the DPW on this is going to take, it's going to take very long versus me being able to do the wall, which is the main
Right,
thing
so-
I'm trying to do.
How can we,
You'd have to do a new one.
New one.
We can't do an order of conditions and have it,
because
We have a plan that says this is what you're gonna do.
so the plan says permitting existing, I'm not.
No, you asked a
Yeah.
question.
No,
I'm
I
trying to
can't-
give you an answer.
I
So
can, we can make a motion to issue the order condition. And the condition is going, and the condition is gonna be that you're gonna make a motion to approve the retaining wall.
portion only.
And you're denying the permitting of the piping. And you're requiring him to file in a separate application until we can do that.
That work for you?
But he's gonna have to go back and refile again, which I told him not to, because I didn't want him spending
Yeah.
money
No.
filing 2 applications, so. But it's the
Now,
only
if
way,
he just takes out that 30 feet of pipe, does that pipe become a moot issue?
No, because then the water's just, and if he fills it back in, then like he wants to, then the water's just gonna get in there and then flood the road and people's properties.
But that doesn't have to go through conservation either, so then I don't need an
And
NOI,
that's a natural flow, so.
yeah. So I mean, it'll flood my property, the only reason it'll flood across the street is because you have illicit connections in the stormwater, in the catch basin, which you know about,
yeah,
This catch basin across the street
yeah.
is blocked up, I take it.
Yeah, it always gets blocked out, because you have a gravel and dirt driveway next to it, so
So,
the
yeah,
dirt flows
so
right
They
into
clean
it.
it out though.
well, they did
Yeah.
clean that.
It's
and-
temporary.
Yeah.
Right, but it's
just
temporary,
correct.
so what DPW knows to do now is just clean up more often.
Let's approve his retaining wall. Let's
So
not
are we-
include,
But then
Deny permitting the pipe extension.
we're gonna deny permitting it,
if we're not permitting it, then he
but as the Conservation Commission, he had the piping extension without a permit, so.
Okay, so he has to
But the flip
remove it.
side of that, he also, if I'm taking you at your word, he had a pipe on there that the town didn't have the right to put pipe.
I was thinking, the town didn't start this.
Right, but
So which is more important?
If we don't
it's not
permit it,
what's important, it's what's the regulation says.
Well,
if we
regulation
don't
is saying
permit it,
you don't
then he
have
has to
use
take that 30 feet out. That's in
That's,
the buffer zone.
It's not,
There's-
that's
That's
not
not
in the buffer zone, it's above. it.
So technically, I guess I can.
no, if we're not permitting it, or any work that he has to remove is the work within the buffer,
Within the, how many feet of pipe in the
Yeah.
buffer zone?
Probably like 100,
100
okay.
feet. So he'll have to remove 100 feet of
Well-
pipe.
You
which,
can approve your wall, but you gotta take that pipe out of there.
I mean, it hurts the neighborhood, but.
And then work on,
I just-
work on a solution after.
Why move the pipe, or just block the pipe?
Well, that's the thing, I can block the pipe, but what Rose is saying is that any of the work would have to come out, so she's saying I think you're saying that I would
Say it
take it
again?
out. So he's saying I can leave the pipe and just cap it so water doesn't flow. You're saying that any work.
Yeah,
has to
I
be
mean-
Changed.
I prefer, the less disturbance, the better. If,
Right.
Yeah, so then,
yeah, I'd rather you not to dig it in and remove the pipe.
Cap the pipe off.
If that's a way of, that's where the commission make a motion within the regulations to stop the flow through that
Right.
unpermitted pipe.
Yeah.
That's us doing your job, following the regulations.
Okay,
okay,
sounds like a plan.
And that way I can move forward with your, however, and then from there, if you're not satisfied with the way things are going,
Let's
and
come
if the
back.
water is gonna be flowing backwards, and I don't even know what's gonna happen, and that's something you're gonna have to take it with the town, with DPW, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have,
Or at least you get his project. Get that taken care of,
And
the
they-
water's down.
But again, what if,
There's no waters.
Who's the highway
Forget
super
the
now?
waters.
his name is Nick,
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 he was
Peel?
the,
yes.
Yeah.
Nick Peel.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I'm
right?
not saying that you need to request him
He might have an idea though.
his idea was to bring it back to the natural condition.
I mean, the natural condition would be no pipe under the road and like that's.
yeah, that's not, I think he was referring to the way it was before.
That thing is really flipping now.
Before, the way it was before, there was no houses there.
Yeah.
No,
When they-
natural
when they put-
condition before he piped it.
Before he piped it.
So let's get this back, so the 100 feet of pipe that's discharging into the lake was not permitted. So the commission has to vote what, within the regulation, you don't need to permit that pipe and have that pipe being put in there in a way that's not gonna decrease the water flow, and it's not gonna be directly discharging into the lake, so you have to stop kind of shorter and kind of daylight catch to really keep the sediments from going, that's what we do, right?
The people that lived there back in the 90s actually put a pipe in. And somebody complained, they went to conservation, went to highway, and Jerry made them take the pipe out. And that's when I was inspector.
Yeah, that makes sense, because it doesn't make sense to have the situation with no pipe on the property.
That's the only way you can legally get water, stormwater.
He has
to-
to get
to a
some
lake.
result though, because it is the town discharging
It's,
water.
it's
on
gotta
his
be
property.
controlled somehow.
Oh, I understand, it's just how do we permit that? I think a larger pipe would work,
Yeah, but it's,
because the water flow, he said himself, the water flow is very intense and the velocity is
but we can't
intense.
permit a larger pipe. You cannot pipe it to the water.
Because there's no way for the sediment to drop out if you have a larger pipe.
Before the water got to that pipe, you gotta catch the sediment and
Yeah.
slow the flow down.
At the end of the pipe, before the pond, you put a stone sediment basin and let the water go out through stone into the pond.
Before, well, that's what was
Before
then,
it goes into the
Yeah.
lake.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Doesn't have to be before the lake, it can actually be 20 feet before.
It could be halfway down the.
Yeah.
right, and that's what I was getting to. So, but you cannot pipe direct to the lake, he knows that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying it's unpermitted, you can't allow him to keep it there whether it's good for his property or not, because that's what the regulation says, so.
If it was an existing condition, because we know a previous owner tried it, they tried to have a pipe and then the town made them take it out, at what point? Because we know around the lake, there are permitted ones that exist from existing conditions.
Well,
say-
regulations, I don't go back 10, 20 years ago, I'm following the regulations that happen now.
But that's the, can we, if we know there was a pipe there before, can we, I'm returning the pipe that was there before.
That was an illegal
No,
pipe that was
yeah.
in.
No.
Yeah.
I need to apply the rules and regulations that I have it today.
Want that
Yeah.
pipe. Less.
Okay, we gotta move this on.
Yeah.
Somehow.
I know.
All right, so
we'll
we
make
need
the decision.
let's approve the stone wall, then he come back to an NOI for the other stuff, and we'll also, he's
We
gonna
need
have,
to make a decision on the pipe, though, it's unpermitted, I need to,
it has to come out.
okay?
Or
Take the
cap
pipe
it.
out,
Cap it.
Cap,
or cap it off, yeah, that's the easiest way.
That's the least.
Yeah, but then what he's doing to stop the water flow completely,
Right.
that ain't gonna
You just
work.
can't discharge it into the
No,
lake.
no, he's not.
The only
stopping
problem with
water
capping
flow.
the pipe.
The water's gonna flow around the
Yeah.
pipe.
It's just gonna
It's gonna
flow
back
around,
it up.
it's gonna
Okay.
flow on
The
water.
water is gonna back it up on the road, on the butters,
well, no, it's gonna flood on my property either
and it's
way.
gonna
It did
flow.
before.
Like I,
No, when the pipe wasn't there, it didn't do that.
We didn't do that, no.
No,
How deep is a pipe?
2 feet.
2 feet?
I mean, it's getting cold, so I don't know if I could dig it out right now. I don't.
It's not frozen now.
Yeah, so I can try, it's not, like, we'll be back here, the neighbor, granted, we know why the basement flooded across the street, and that's because of the sump
right,
pump,
so,
but.
so she has a sump, which I had to bring from the commission, so she has a sump pump connected to the basin. And that is also
The
illegal,
underground.
she can't have that, so a letter will be going to her. Now that we have discussed that in a public hearing, that she has to disconnect and that sump pump has to run on her lawn, not
Most
be connected.
people stick their sump pumps in the town.
I know,
sewer.
but this is
That's
the one
illegal
that I
too.
know.
Yeah,
That's
illegal too.
Yeah. I don't go around checking sump pumps,
At
but if
least
it
it's in the
comes to
cellar, you
me,
can't see it.
if it comes to me, I have to address, so I'm gonna have to ask her, coming from the commission, that she has to remove that connection, because it goes against stormwater rules and regulations and Mass DEP.
And that was, I think, the call originally was the basin was flooding
Yeah,
because
her,
the
that's
pipe,
how we got the
because the
call.
culvert was backing up because the
She
sump.
can let it pump right out onto her lawn, onto her
Right,
Yeah.
property.
right, that's what she has to do. So why don't we say for now on, I think what the commission is saying, let's close and issue the order conditions allowing the building of the retaining wall and requesting the pipe to be kept at should be,
Either capped or removed.
why don't you do cap?
That's the least damage.
Capped for now,
Yeah.
pending. Kept for now,
Yes, I mean, I'm perfectly fine with it, I know it's not good for the neighborhood though, so that's where I'm like, it helps
No, but
me.
that-
But then it would have to be followed up
With the
with
DPW.
either some kind of, catch basin before the pond. Or,
because if you cap at 100 feet, it's out of our jurisdiction, that's all I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I
no,
know it's
agree.
not the
That's-
great thing might not be the great thing for you or for the road, but we need to act on regulations, and we can't just let him have the
Why not
pipe
just
there
do
the
that?
way it is. So it,
Okay. So we, yeah, we can say cap it, I mean, I don't know if the DPW will do anything. So I can cap it and I guess reach out to the DPW
and
and.
reach out, I can reach out to
Let-
him and let him know what the commission's decision was. I hate to have him say, pull the pipe out, and then maybe they can come up with some type of work with DPW and cutting that pipe shorter and having it extended on a swale before getting to lake. At some point, you're gonna have to do something there.
Well, I
If you
mean,
cap it, can you uncap it once you cap it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been
Right.
flooding like that for the last 25 years, 20 years?
It was
No.
flooding, then they added the pipe, then I guess it stopped flooding, it stopped flooding and inherently flooded this yard. And then I stopped the flooding of the yard, but then that means,
The road is. full of-
Well, by that octagon house, after any kind of heavy rain, there's a puddle.
but that's also the road is heavily deteriorated, so there's a.
but you wanna get your retaining wall built, you wanna get your.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct, so I'm fine
Yeah.
with this, I just don't know what, I mean, so essentially I go to the DPW, I have to grant them an easement. But it's on a non-town maintained road, technically by mass law.
Yeah, but stormwater
but
has to
stormwater
be,
has to be
be addressed.
addressed.
Yeah,
But
but then do I?
highway's not gonna pipe it. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, he won't pipe it. He said he won't,
He's gonna have to put a swale, a stone swale with a catch basin or some damn thing.
but it's gonna have to be an agreement between them.
It has to
nothing-
be, that's,
right,
whether it
They
is,
can address that problem.
right. But again, the work's gonna be within the buffer zone, which is gonna need a permit. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So once, yeah, but they still have to figure out what the work's gonna be.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Well, right now, he wants to get this.
Retaining wall
Right.
around it.
so at
because
some
it's down.
point, you're gonna have DPW, if, or you is
So
gonna
who
have to
would-
file
who-
in for the pipe.
who would file, the town or the owner?
The
I would have-
owner.
Well, yeah, but then the.
You're gonna
Yeah,
have to
it's-
work it out.
You're on the hook.
The thing is, technically, how this usually goes is it ends up going to the state court, and the state courts fight it, then the town loses, and the private property owner ends up getting the funds to do it plus damages. I don't feel like doing that whole side of things.
Yeah.
I would just want the town to,
So I think we're
Do
gonna
it.
have to bring it to DPW, bring to the town administrator and let them decide it what the best course of action is.
All right, let's move on, and I need a
So
motion
let's do
to,
that. You get a motion
all right,
Motion, what's the motion?
to do the retaining wall and cap the pipe,
To stop the pipe, the water pipe.
Not remove it.
just cap.
I need to know because I have to
Stop the
add in
water.
the order of
Hmm.
conditions.
I need a second,
So build the wall and cap the unpermitted pipe.
correct,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay,
I need a second on that,
it's all buried, right?
Second.
all
Yeah.
in favor,
All right.
Aye.
all opposed? The ayes have it.
Okay, build your wall.
Thank you.
um,
31 South
just a second, I'll
Buffinville
give you a call tomorrow
Shore Road.
Yeah,
for the order conditions. You're gonna have to come pick it up anyways.
okay.
And then I'll have a call put in with Nick, and I will give a heads up to the town administrator, let him know that the decision the commission made was based on the regulations within the buffer,
Yeah.
but now the town has to take upon what is outside the buffer to see what works best for you as resident and the rest of the neighborhood.
Okay, yeah, it'll be a long
Yeah,
discussion with DPW
Just,
and all
just do not act on the pipe yet.
that. Okay, don't cap the pipe.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to touch until I
Until I
issue
get
the
the
order
order.
conditions, and by then we might have
Yeah.
a different,
Okay, and then if it freezes between now and then, I just won't be able to do it until.
into,
Okay.
yes, so less push as much, we're not asking to do it right now, correct? So just
Okay, that's fine.
let it see, and then we might come to a different outcome, so
Okay.
for now, no action until we have that written down,
Perfect, all
for
right,
now,
that
all
sounds
right?
good. Thank you,
All
everyone.
right, thank you for your time.
31 South Buffinville Shore Road.
Yay.
Is there
I'm
anyone?
here.
Hi there,
Hi, it's David Sadowski. I'm the principal of DJ and Associates, and I'm here to speak on that project.
go ahead.
I was contacted by the owner of the property. He's got an existing 500-gallon tight tank in the front of his property. DEP now requires 2,000-gallon tank. The tank isn't big enough to hold normal use or normal flow. We like to do is replace the 500 with a 2,000 and then add that tight tank to the deed. There's no notice right now on the deed that there's even a tight tank at that property. The owner of the property lives at 27 Berry Corner Road, and he's owned that property for over 10 years. We put a plan together and we show that it's over 50 feet away from the lake, from the the wetland buffer to the lake. And we'd like to get a negative determination.
Who's coming at me? I'm sorry? Oh, no, it's just a tight tank and it is over 50 feet, so there was no reason for any why.
Well, let's let him go.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
the
should.
only thing, we don't have approval for Board of Health yet. What I heard is he has filed for permit, but the Board of Health agents say it's out of season, so he has not been able, he won't be able to have it inspected. It's not, you don't need to park. Yeah.
It's gonna go.
Yeah, it's just a component to be installed, so I would be recommending showing a negative determination with a special condition that the work's not to be done until I have approval from Board of Health.
Well,
Just
he
subject
needs,
to
he needs a permit from the Board of Health to do that.
Yeah, but I
So
have
he
to,
can't do it until he has that permit.
well, I need to cover us and put it as a special
I
condition
mean, I
that
don't think we can
it doesn't have.
stipulate him getting a permit from, can we?
Yeah, we don't usually approve anything without a board of
Okay.
health approval. So the only reason we're passing this one, because number one is an RDA, number
But this is
two,
a little different kind of a,
it's a tight tank. So that's how they explained to me. It's not a whole septic
Yeah,
system.
No, it's just a tank that goes
It's
in the
just a
ground.
tank. So I
Yeah.
figure I wouldn't hold his permit because of the tank.
I need a motion.
I would make a motion for a negative determination.
Yep.
I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it.
That was quick.
Thank you very much for your time. I'm glad I wasn't like that former, person that was in your room.
Thank you. Stop by on Monday if you could to pick it up the permit, okay?
Thank you very much.
Yep, bye.
Thank you for all your work too.
Thank you. Someone.
Certificate of compliance, DEP number 128-1873, Tennessee Gas Pipeline Company, LLC.
Having fun, Paul?
Always.
Do I just present the request super quick until I find it here, please?
So, they constructed, some taps into their existing, main lines off of, Route 169 to support, gas delivery for the new LNG facility. And that work was completed earlier this year, and I've been monitoring the revegetation. The work was, a little bit in the buffer zone, but mostly it was just riverfront area. And the entire site is stabilized. They've got a nice driveway into the site. The area within the security fence is all crushed stone. So there's really been not much change in terms of stormwater runoff characteristics. So everything.
Yep, I had the site inspection on November 3rd. I had actually already inspected the area with LNG, part of their removal for their erosion control. And it's fully stabilized, so I would recommend it issuing a complete certificate of compliance for that project.
I need a motion.
I make that motion.
Thank
Second.
you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. You got it.
All right, y'all have a good night. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Any extensions?
No,
Any enforcements?
no.
Old new business?
Drawdown update. Do you have an update for the Glen Echo? drawdown?
Yeah, so with all the rain we had, it came up a good 8 to 10 inches. So he only opened it, it was at 10 turns, so he opened it to 20 to try to get it back down, and he's gonna check it again this week. But there's still a lot of water flowing into the lake. Cause we have a brook up by my house, it's like a little.
So I just wanna keep it, that he needs to know that we're repairing the dam. So we can't let that water go up a foot and then we need, yeah,
But you can only let
Keep
it
it
go
open.
so fast.
They can only also let it go out so fast too, but I mean,
Right.
and wasn't it, we had rain for 2 days. That's what happened, it was open at 10 turns.
how do you know how below the,
It was at like almost 5, I mean, we're almost at 5 feet,
okay.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's come up.
Those people don't
You know.
spare anything.
Dam repair updates?
It only rained two days and went up 8 inches.
Ground soap.
The ground is, yeah, I mean, if you go around the lake, any of the pipe, anything that's coming down from Osgood, it's just flowing
There.
right down, yeah.
My brook is up 6 feet.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little brook up from Osgood just up by our house, and I
So
walk the
right
dog
now,
every day.
we are 4 feet though now, right?
Yeah, he's probably got it back down a little bit, so it's probably like 4.5 feet maybe,
Okay,
but yeah.
oh, that's
yeah,
fine,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. No, it didn't
Okay.
come up a ton, we were at
okay,
just about 5 feet,
okay.
yeah.
All
Dam
right.
repair updates?
Yeah, so our dam repair started, vegetation has been cleared. They're now
Which dam?
Glen Echo. That's why I was saying that they wanna go over the spillway because they're repairing.
No, it won't,
Yeah.
it's not, hasn't
It,
risen that
it
much.
won't that much. I'm just passing around, so vegetation has been removed and they're scraping they must be done by now. You can see at the pictures, they're scraping the concrete out of the spillway. so they can repair it. So
How do they repair that? With some kind of a glue or something?
kind of,
They
it's
squirt
a
into the-
special material that it fills it in and starts with, so, but they have to see that. Yeah.
Fiberglass.
Yeah, like, oh, that's.
Body filler.
Reorganization of the Conservation Committee.
Oh, tonight's the night, we got full board. Let's go. I need a motion for who's gonna be the chair for the year 2024.
Still gonna be chair. Make a motion to have Mr. O'Malley as chair.
Okay, I need a roll call for that.
Tom O'Malley, yes.
Okay,
Mitch Dunn, yes.
yep,
Ron Royer.
Yes, here.
okay, yes,
Alan Leary, yes.
okay,
I know that, yes.
yep,
Jackie, no, I guess.
Peter Capone, yes.
okay. Chair Pats, okay, 2024 vice chair. I need a motion for a vice chair.
I make a motion to make Ed vice chair.
I second.
You know what? I need,
If you accept it. Mitch
Sure.
Dunn, yes.
Ron Roy, yes.
Alan Leary, yes.
That's self-serving to vote, yes, all fast.
Jackie Noack, yes.
Peter Capone, yes.
okay,
Well, that's great. Congratulations, Ed.
so
I
now,
have a problem arguing with the elder, but I don't have a problem arguing with someone my age.
Elder,
Arguing with me, you get hurt.
That's right.
I know what it is.
I need a motion made to
Oh, my
close.
God.
Make a motion to close.
I need a motion to close, yes.
Closed.
Second, all in favor, all opposed? Good night, everybody. Thank you for your
Thank you, everyone.
cooperation and Merry Christmas to all.
Next meeting,
Merry
when?
Christmas.